Hello, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and we're answering publicly posted questions on Avo.com, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. Here's our question. What information or proof do I need to prove that I was unfairly suspended and disciplined? I was suspended over a week ago. I did not know I was suspended until I called regarding my next day back following 2 days off, which is regularly scheduled. It has now been over a week, and I have not received the suspension paperwork or information, nor have I been informed during this investigative period. Okay, so a 1 week or a 2 week or even longer investigatory period is going to fly in most jurisdictions for at-will employees. And that's a key phrase, right? At-will employees mean you're not working under a contract or a collective bargaining agreement with a union. If you're a union member, your CBA is going to detail the process for investigation. It's going to detail your rights and everything else. So I'm assuming you might not be in a union. If you are in a union, talk to your union. They're going to have answers on your specific collective bargaining agreement and what your rights are. If you're an at-will employee, in most jurisdictions, a multi-week investigatory period is not going to be a big problem. Now, that being said, they should be at least responsive to you. Right? If you call HR, they should be able to tell you, yep, still investigating, or nope, we're not investigating, you're terminated, or come on back. Either way, right? In terms of the fact that you proving that you were unfairly suspended or disciplined. Okay, so if you're an at-will employee, the employer doesn't necessarily have to be right. And that's going to be kind of crazy, right? It's going to be kind of shocking. Employers are allowed to make mistakes in discipline. There are not a lot of repercussions against employers who make mistakes in discipline, unless the mistake is discriminatory, right? So if you're dealing with some kind of discrimination or the discipline or the suspension, you believe it could be motivated by discrimination, well, that's something you should speak to an employment attorney about. Now, you may not care whether or not it being fair matters or not legally. You might just want to know what you can do to prove that. And I think we don't have enough information about the situation to really answer that for you, right? I mean, if you're able to show, I guess first you need to know what they're accusing you of. It seems like they may not even have told you that. And that's going to be pretty key, right? You have to know what the accusation is before you can prove innocence. Next, if you do know what the accusation is, well, any piece of evidence to prove you didn't do it or that it's not true, right? And that's a very broad answer. It's also the only answer. Any piece of evidence, testimony, instant message, text message, email, schedule, timesheet, cameras at the job, whatever you can get your hands on that goes to show and support your narrative, your side of the story, your innocence. That's what's going to be useful for you proving that you're not guilty, that you've not been rightfully suspended or rightfully disciplined, right? Now, just remember, go easy. Don't get too crazy just because you can prove. Don't be too aggressive if you can prove your innocence, because the employer's still, you're an at-will employee. You can be fired for any non-discriminatory reason or no reason at all if you are an at-will employee. And so you want to be a little bit on good terms with the employer, right? Because basically you're working on their whim. And it's not a great feeling, but it's a fact. It's a fact. If you're an at-will employee, you're working because someone wants you to. And if tomorrow they wake up and I wake up, I go to work and my boss is like, Vince, it's not racial, but I just can't stand your stupid face anymore. Get out of here. Well, that's not discriminatory. Sure mean. Really unfair. I mean, I guess I can't stand my face either. But it's gonna be legal, pretty much, right? So keep that in mind. I wouldn't, go in swinging for the fences here. You're gonna want to play it a little bit easy if you want to keep this job. Good luck. I'm definitely available for follow-up. If you feel like this did help you, consider commenting, liking, subscribing. Helps me to help a lot more people just like you.